for this case. But before we start, I shall clarify some issues. Like firstly, I confirm that both player and NSA has an agreement to have me as the arbitrator. Okay, that's first. Secondly, there is no declaration of conflict of interest on this case, which is there's no side that bribe me, pay me with money all. So third, very important, I need to confirm that there will be a contract between the NSA and player, which is agreed by them, which is if the player wins the case, hence NSA need to agree with what the condition of player, which is to change the coach. Okay, so now the order will be like this. We will have the statement of claim from the claimant, which is Feng. Okay. Then next we will have the response from the respondent, which is NSA, which is the National Sport Association. Okay, so let's start. Now let's have the statement from the claimant.
So as you all know, the coaches, like because of the dispute, like has affected my performance. So yeah, I know the notice I gave was too late. So like I'm sorry about that. But then I wish to have a change of coach because I feel I cannot work well with the coaches currently. So yeah.
Okay. Any more?
No.
So now let me invite the respondent for his statement of response. NSA, please.
Okay, we said okay to your request already, but we need to discuss about this. And however, your request was brought up too near to the competition, so we couldn't change at that point of time, as you would upset our plans at that point.
That's all. Okay, now we have both already, the statement of claim and the statement of response. But now, lastly, let's have an open discussion where everyone can like view out your points. So let's have the coach first.
So as the head coach, I know what's best for my players. So I would want to continue to coach you until the Rio Olympics and see if there's any progress before making any changes.
I feel that if I'm able to produce the result, which is to retain the bronze medal, I would want to have a change of coach to the men's head coach if I can produce the result in 2016 Rio to retain the bronze medal.
Okay. So I would like to ask only one question. Based on the contract of the coach, so NSA, do you have like any contract of the coach which says that the coach need to stay until Rio, or there can be any change just that can be made?
So the change I would like to propose is that if the players manage to defend their 2 bronze medals, they would be able to change their coach if they defend the 2 titles. However, if like they do not get it, the coaches will maintain as they are, and there will be no change to the men's coach.
Yeah. So I agree. So yeah, if we retain the bronze medal, then we change of coach. If we don't, then we don't deserve it. Then we'll stick with our coaches.
Okay. Alright. But we have a contract that says, and you confirm that there is a contract which says that if the player wins, then NSA need to agree on the change of coach, right? Yeah. You guys did sign a contract, right? So this contract is based on after Rio. Yeah. Oh, okay. So in this case, my decision is the player wins this ever the case. Yeah. different. Okay. Okay, dismiss.
How long did you need to take for this hearing?
So for this hearing, if you for a hearing, however, is issue of mediation, it will take 1 day, and we are here. Honestly, do you agree? Is it something like that? Supposed to be like that? Okay, like,
Yeah, I do agree. Okay, so let's just do it this way.
okay. Why?
Why do you want to change the
We want to change coach. We want how to be our coach because he has been taking us since the previous competition. So we want to stick with him.
Why do you want to?
As I mentioned earlier, how is my assistant coach while I am the deputy head coach, you see. Meaning to say that my instructions, the instructions he will give you will directly come from me. So in a sense, it will be easier for me to convey my message, instructions as well as tactics to both of you in order so we are able to win our medals, which is what I'm here to do. Instead of going through a second person in order to inform you. Hence, we cut down the time and you all can train more.
From our negotiation last week, you said that Yuan.
One day only.
No, I mean like you said that you want to change your coach from change your coach to the men's national team coach Yang, right?
This one probably cannot. How lah? Where got young? Young come out yet. Just say anything you want to say.
Yeah, like cause we don't want you. Because how has been okay, I very angry now. I cannot focus on competition. Because how has always been the one training us, not you. That's why we cannot work well with you. We feel that we will work better with how. How? Yeah, translate.
So, coach, continue.
As mentioned earlier, as the deputy head coach, you see, I pass down the instructions so that Hao is able to coach you all. However, due to circumstances, be it the coming of the competitions, I feel that I should be more hands-on and come in and coach you all myself so that there is no disrupt of communications, instructions and stuff like that.
NSA, serious Something
Okay.
What can you conclude with this statement that both of them talk about?
Basically,
Solution. Give us the solution.
okay, how about I just maintain the coach with Jing because since the competition is near and he's like currently coaching the pairs. So I just maintain with it because they need to focus on the competition first. Okay? Yeah, that's the conclusion.
So that's your solution now. Okay. Agree with the solution and such.
Alright, because we still don't want Jin as our coach. So we want Yang from the men's team to be our coach.
Okay, NSA.
That is, it's quite not possible to leave you young right now because competition is near, as I mentioned before. So we only can allow you to maintain the coach, let your coach be Jin to focus on the competition because competition is near.
Is there any solution for this?
Yes, that's the solution. You all have to
So am I
maintain.
young now or am I
Yes,
kid?
you are young.
Okay, I'm young. Okay, so as the men's national team coach, I think that you all should focus on your competition first with Ching.
and a possible solution that we can come together with NSA as well as the three of us is that we discuss these things further after the competition so that you are able to focus and there are no distractions. I feel that I am I accept whatever it is, be it national or women's or men's national team coach, so long as I get the job.
And I said, do you agree with this statement?
I think I totally agree with him with focusing on the competition first, as what I have mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, can. As long as we can focus, and we can maybe.
Mediator? With that, I conclude this. That's all. That's all. So the solution is that you guys gonna stick with Jin
Until the police open and
and then we can
change.
yeah. Okay, sign contract, settle.
Year dispute. So this was in 2012. So moments before his 200-meter butterfly heats, he had last-minute changes to his swimming gear. So he had to change his goggles and swimming cap. So for the goggles, right, they cancelled the TYR logo using a marker, and for the swimming cap, he had to change it to arena cap. So his swimming gear flouted competition rules, and he had to rush to find new ones. And therefore it affected him badly, as the public and himself had high expectations of him to go to the finals. So the method of dispute resolution is arbitration. So the parties involved are Joseph Schooling, which is Ashraf, FINA, SSA, and Court of Arbitration. So arbitration is the process of bringing a business dispute before a disinterested third party for resolution. So in this case, the third party will be arbitrator from CAS. Only Joseph Schooling will accept the same arbitrator.
Two parties, right? There are three parties actually, and appointed arbitrator. So the issue was that the official had told Joseph Schooling about the equipment not being fitting the Olympic regulations. So for SSA's fault, right, they had not exercised due diligence to ensure that swimwear met the FINA regulations, and for FINA's fault was failing to give sufficient notice of the decision to enforce the registration requirements for caps and goggles. So for our hearing, right, Joseph Schooling will be Asha, FINA will be Joel, SSA's representative will be XA, and I'll be the arbitrator. Okay, so we are gathered here today for the swimwear dispute between our three parties, and the statement of claim will start off with Joseph Schooling.
Okay, so on SSA and FINA, and also my coach not informing me earlier enough about the equipment prior to my hits about the regulations, then it affected my swimming result.
Do you get the statement and response from FINA?
We conducted a briefing like 2 days before the start of the competition, okay, regarding the enforcement of the caps and the goggles, okay, the requirements. Okay, so Joseph's coach, okay, he did, okay, after coming for the briefing, he did not clarify with us anything about their equipment, which is the TYRs one. Okay, so yeah.
Okay, then we have the statement and response from SSA.
Yeah, SSA, but we never received anything from the National Olympic Council about cannot use the TIR brands and etc. And it was also last minute, so we didn't know that cannot use.
Okay, since our statements have been presented, I will open the floor to you guys to talk about your points, and we will start with Fina.
Okay, so like I said previously, okay, we conducted a briefing. So when Joseph's coach didn't come to clarify with us anything about their own equipment, okay, of course when he went for his heats, okay, my officials knowing about the regulations and stuff, okay, of course stopped him from entering and having him to change another set of equipment. Yeah. So if the coach had come and clarify with us about his equipment and stuff like that, I believe this wouldn't have happened. Yeah.
Okay, anything you'd like to add, SSA?
Okay, as SSA, we accept ultimate responsibility for the incident, as we just assume that we could use the brand TIR as it was very famous and we didn't like take note of it. Even though the other parties such as TYR didn't like, since they are famous and all, then we thought it's in the brand, right? We shouldn't like assume. We are sorry for this, like that we did not we were not careful enough, and we ensure that it will not happen again.
Do you have anything you'd like to add, Jocelyn?
I don't think so.
Okay, so our hearing has come to an end, and yeah, so this is our conclusion. So our conclusion was the ultimate responsibility lies with SSA, because FINA had actually had asked them to register their caps and goggles, but SSA and their coach, having taken for granted for the fact that the briefing and everything had told them, they think that their own manufacturer will register their own equipment. So in this case, they're actually liable for negligence, as their CTUK was breached, and they failed to clarify the registration of equipment with FINA, and left it at last minute, which resulted in our dear Mr. Schooling's predicament. So the panel of inquiry, right, has said the responsibility to ensure the compliance of competition swimwear regulations should not be left to manufacturers or the athletes, as the SSA is an affiliate of FINA and a controlling body for sport in Singapore. Thank you. These are references.
Wow.
On STA dispute with the player and coaches. So what is the difference between arbitration and mediation is that arbitration is like a court process as parties are involved with a provided testimony, but it's similar to trial but it's less formal compared to litigation, and mediation is a process that consists of a negotiation and with the assistance of a neutral third party. The parties do not reach a resolution unless all sides agree, and it's also one of the cheapest methods to settle. Then we have chosen arbitration is because it uses legal bases such as AA and IAA, a low cost compared to litigation. Then the arbitrator would actually decide the final outcome, which is also a legal process. Then there's a legal binding, finality, and it's also confidential. So these are the rules.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody comfortable?
Yes.
You got a good flight yesterday from Singapore to Melbourne. Hey, it was just about a year ago we last stayed together. Remember? Wow, this morning I had a hard time waking up, man. How about you?
Yeah, last night I think I had a jet lag before.
Jet lag, man. How was the drink in Darling Harbour?
Go and try sometime.
Yeah, we should go again.
Yeah.
Here today because you have there's a dispute, there's a case incident happened within the NSA, and we have to check your constitution of the Singapore Table Tennis Association, and there is a dispute resolution clause, right? And I just want to confirm that clause 19 of the constitution of the NSA, that says that if there is a dispute, you will refer the matter to the Singapore Institute of Arbitration for an arbitration. And then you will defer the appointment of the arbitrator to the Institute of Arbitration. Everybody, any objection? According to rules of the Singapore Institute of Arbitrators, I have been appointed as the arbitrator. So we have today Mr. Benjamin, who is the president of the Singapore Table Tennis Association, table tennis player. And we have a coach, Jim, and we have a coach, Hao also. Nice to check with the parties. Do you have any preference how long you want this process to take? Within 1 day. Yeah. How about the parties? 1 day?
Just as soon as possible.
And Mr. Benjamin, Mr. President, I understand you have brought along a friend of yours. Would you like to introduce him to us?
This is Nicholas, he's my lawyer.
Okay, hi Nicholas. I mean, see, after 20 years since the last time you went to law school, how are you? Today, only the Table Tennis Association has brought along a lawyer, and would the other parties have any objection?
I object.
Is it okay that you do without the lawyer?
No, but I brought my lawyer here, so I want him to be with me in this case.
Since he's brought along a lawyer, since I'm the arbitrator, I will set the rules to proceed with this process. Can I now inviting the claimant, there's a Miss Feng, to state her statement of claims?
I would like to say it's because that there's a sudden change in coaches and we're actually not used to the head coach, which is Jin, and because they do not know our play style and our team, like how it actually operates, so I don't think she's very appropriate to actually coach us for the Open.
Okay, so you want to bring this case, raise this matter to who?
NSA.
NSA. Can I invite the NSA to respond to this?
We changed the coach because mainly we thought that because the coach they were having before was under your current coach, and we thought it would be better for you to train with our head coach, which has more experience, and she's actually the deputy head coach of the women's team for 3 years before assuming the top post in January. So we assigned him to become your coach so that you will be having more chances of winning in the coming competition.
Ms. Ha?
I have been coaching them for around 2 months before they changed my post again. I believe the NSA is biased against me as I have been their coach, like I say, for past 2 months, and I have seen their progressions ever since I took over. And the fact that the players are not happy with the coach that they changed, that they put them under, which is Coach Jing, I believe that was the cause of the underperformance that they have performed, and that's why I say that NSA is biased against me.
May I get a response from Coach Jing?
Alright, so basically, after she took over, it turns out that their performance actually dropped really increased. And then it showed that there's a need for the change of coach. And as a head coach, I think that I will be more suitable for the job and to train them for the competition.
He said that they have been underperforming ever since they were under me, but the fact that I am their coach for past 2 months, I have seen their progression and I have the records of them progressing in terms of their big tests and things like that. And also I believe that Coach Jin has been victimizing me in front of NSA. That's why I feel that it's because of his bad mouth, that's why they have transferred my post to his post.
Mr. Benjamin, there was an accusation that Coach Jing was bad-mouthing the Coach Hao. Do you have any records of this?
I'm not sure about him bad-mouthing about Coach Hao, but all I know that what I want best is for the team players to excel in their next competition. So there's no biasness that I'm having towards Coach Hao, but I just felt that it would be the best option for me to hire Coach Jin instead to coach them. So I'm not biased to the source.
Can I find out, do you have a contract of appointment for appointing Coach Hao to coach the player team for this competition? So may I invite any other comments from any parties here?
Personally, I feel that under Coach Hao we have been actually improving, but when Coach Jing actually took over, I think that we are basically doing the same thing as what Coach Hao is actually doing us, but there's actually not much of a progression to the training itself. So in fact it got worse and worse. We are doing technically the basics where our basics are really fundamentally strong. So I think that under Coach Hao's guidance, I actually improved much faster compared to Coach Jin.
Okay, thank you very much. Can I call for half an hour break, and then you all can take a rest and come back later for half an hour break. The break, we were hearing the position from every party. Can I just want Nicholas to restate his case again? After hearing from the presentations from the NSA, the two coaches, right? What's the latest thinking now? Would you be able to accept the arrangement of the NSA?
I will try to accept the arrangement by NSA, but I also wish to see better training from the coaches.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. I shall make my decision at the end of the day. Meanwhile, you all can proceed with your dinner. Thank you very much. Before you go away, can I invite everybody to shake hands? Thank you for your cooperation for coming for this arbitration process.